Hi everyone. I wanted to share with you a video just to kind of give an overview of Eureka Squared. They were unable to record our session the other day because it's brand new content and there's only 25 school districts across the country that are utilizing the materials. So I consider us very fortunate to be able to do this. But those of you who have used Eureka curriculum, I just wanted to go over kind of what is staying the same between Eureka and Eureka Squared and what's going to be changing. So the things that are the same are the core of mathematics is the same. So the content of the math has not changed. We're still going to be using read, draw, write as the main strategy and working through that pictorial representation to the concrete representation to the abstract. So that's read, draw, write. And the models and strategies that we're using are going to remain the same. So here you can see one example is the number bond. We start using number bonds in kindergarten. That transfers to a tape diagram in grade 1, and actually you see tape diagram strategy all throughout the grade levels. Grade 2 will be using that number bond thinking and idea with the number line, and then in 3rd grade it's introduced as an array for the model area, the area model. What is different? There's a lot of things that they've changed. I think all of them are very positive. So each grade level now has 6 modules. Some grade levels had 8 modules before, some had 6, some had more than that, but each grade level now has 6 modules. They've eliminated and streamlined lessons, and they've reordered the modules. So what you may have started with before at the beginning of the year may not be the same thing you're starting with this year. And they've eliminated a lot of the lessons to help out that pacing. So you'll have days built in for assessment, reteaching, things like that. Something else that they've added that I think is really great is the wordless videos, and I'll be showing one of those to you. These wordless videos give all learners access to the content, and it increases that learner discourse and conversation within your classroom. There are different versions of each of the assessments. So when you get to grade 3 and you start having those topic quizzes, you're going to have a couple of different versions of those topic quizzes. You'll also have a couple of different versions of the module assessments. And that's, maybe you need to re-administer it to your class. Maybe you need to have a student who is absent make it up. If you wanted to use a different version, you could. The lesson structure has changed a little bit. So the order of the lesson is now you'll start with fluency. You'll have a launch activity for the lesson. You'll have the learn part of the lesson, which is what we have known as concept development. And then the land part of the lesson, which previously was the student debrief. You have built-in pre-module assessments. There's one for module 1, I believe, for each grade level. And then from there, they've grouped them. So you're not giving a pre-module assessment for every single module. It would be for maybe modules 2 and 3, then modules 4 and 5. And those are gonna become very important because they will give you some lessons then to do during your math win time to build in those foundational skills for the upcoming learning. There is more white space on the student pages, and they've added color and better graphics, which is really important. The white space and workspace that they have has increased dramatically. The fluency continues into 6th grade. This is very exciting because we know our kids are not fluent with their facts, and we need to keep practicing that fluency. So our 6th grade teachers are very excited about that. A huge improvement is the readability. I know a lot of the previous Eureka problem-solving problems were difficult for our kids to read, so they've improved the readability. They're using really common nouns and verbs, and in the younger grades, they've made them more phonetically easier for kids to read at that level where they should be for that time of year. They've also added achievement descriptors for each module, which are broken down into skills. So once you have your teacher manual, you're going to see a page in that teacher manual that has all the achievement descriptors, all the skills that the kids are going to learn in that module. And the best thing is there's one digital platform. So I'm going to shift over to show you how to get into that digital platform, and everything is there. Your lesson planning, slides that you can use for instruction, all of the learner pages, all of the exit tickets, all the assessments, everything is there. So let me shift over to that. You're going to go in through Clever. So Ryan sent out a couple emails that has the website for Clever. So you go to your Clever page, and this is on the district page. So you come to your Clever page, it's on the district page, and then you'll see Great Minds. You might have to scroll down a little bit. Great Minds is there. You just click on that. And I've already logged into the Great Minds site. If you have not, you might need to log in with Google. But then after you do that, you're all done. You never have to do that again. So once you get to the Great Minds site, it's going to look over here. It's going to look like it did last year, and it's going to say Great Minds in Sync. This is not what we want, but this is the default for their tile. So you're going to come over here on the right-hand side and click on the waffle, and then click on Eureka Math Squared. And this is should bring you to the Teach page, and everyone actually has access to all grade levels, all modules, all lessons, everything. So if we find that we need to back up our instruction for a certain group of kids, we can easily access that material. So they've leveled it, level 1, level 2. The numbers really just correlate to a grade level. So we have kindergarten, level 1 is grade 1, level 2 is grade 2, etc. So you can see you have access to everything all the way through Algebra 1. I'm not sure any of us will get there, but you have access to it. I'm just going to go ahead and select level 3, module 1. And this is going to take you to a page. Each module has a picture to get started that you're going to use to create that discussion, and it's really an open-ended discussion about how the kids might relate this to math. Now let me go back here a minute. Here we go. So when you click on level 3 or whatever your grade level is there on the left-hand side, it's going to bring you to an overview page of all of your modules. So here are all the modules for level 3. And this is a picture that you could start the year with, and it will walk you through there. It tells you what does this image have to do with math to help you guide that discussion. Down here, we have all of the modules going across the bottom. Underneath each module, where they have the pre-module assessment, you can click on Equip Module 1. Give it a second to load. And they have a user guide here for you, the teacher guide. They have the assessments, supporting activities, and resources. So this is just the overview. If we click on the teacher guide, it's going to give you an overview of what the foundational knowledge is for this module. So these are lessons that you would do during your win time. And it tells you when that information is needed by. Of course, that's going to be a little more challenging for the very beginning of the year. So you could take, if you needed to, and you do the pre-assessment for Module 1, you could take the first couple of math class time, the core time, to teach some of these foundational knowledge lessons. So that's sort of an overview, and your teacher guide, you can just click on anything and you can get a preview of it. And then you can also download it so that you could print it out if you wanted to. let's go to the assessments. So these are this is the pre-module assessment for Module 1. And you're going to come on down here. You can download it and give it as paper and pencil. They have an answer key. They have the core and the branches. So this is an answer key, and what they mean by branches is talking about the different standard strands that you'll be addressing. And then there's also a digital version. So if you wanted to assign this digitally, this is where you would go to do that. The assign button is right up here in the upper right-hand corner. I did use a lot of these digital assessments with my online kiddos last year for 3rd grade, and you might not want to use it right away. You do need to teach them how to take the test, so maybe this is something that you do together first and then let them try it. So I'm going to come back here to the planning page. Supporting activities. So once your learners take that assessment, you're going to get some data, and it's going to group your kids, and it's going to show you who needs which supporting activities. My recommendation maybe for the beginning of the year is that you work in all of these supporting activities to give them that good foundational support at the beginning of the year. So these are supporting activities for that item 1 on the pre-module assessment. So this would address that standard strand that was addressed in item 1 of the pre-module assessment. So you have the teacher guide here, and then you have the student activity page or pages that go with that. And I believe this you do need to print this out. This particular one doesn't look like you can assign it digitally. And then down here at the bottom, they always have all of the resources that you'll be using at the end of the page. So that is equip. That's really all the stuff before you even teach the module. Now, some of those equip lessons that I just showed you, you could do throughout the module. You don't have to do all of them up front. So once we go back here to Module 1, we have the module overview. You can see all of the standards that are being addressed in this module. And then here we have all the assessments. So this is the end of module assessment version 1, and then there's the end of module 1 assessment version 2. They do not have any more mid-module assessments, because if you're doing the topic quizzes along the way, that's enough assessment. You can access the equip information that I just showed you right here. And then we get into our first topic. So they have topic A. You can see a topic overview, the standards, and then the quizzes that go with this topic right off the bat. And you can see there's 3 versions. On the right-hand side, this is where you're going to access the actual lessons. So let's click on Lesson 1. And Lesson 1, in the overview, you can see there's a lot less reading, and it's a bit better organized than it was previously. You get the agenda, so fluency, launch, learn, land, the materials for the teacher and the students. And if at any time during the year you find that you need materials, please let me know. I can get things for you, whatever you need. And then the lesson prep, so whatever you need to do to prepare for the lesson. This little guy over here on the left, if you click on that, you're going to get the standards for that lesson, the key questions for this lesson, and materials you'll need for the lesson. And then this is, you can make notes. So once you're in here, if you wanted to click down further in the lesson, wherever you see this, you're able to click on that and make a note if you want to. So then we get into the fluency, and on the right-hand side, you will see the slide that goes with that part of the lesson. You can also just get all of the slides right here in the present button. So you can present to your learners right from this page if you want to. I'm sort of old fashioned and I like to have print in front of me. So I know it's very painful for some of you to not have your teacher manual right now. I have not found a way that we can download this lesson to print it out. So you may need to use your laptop for that. So it goes through the fluency activities. Then we have the launch activity. A lot of times the launch activity has one of those wordless videos. This one looks like it does not. Then we go to the learn. This is what we have previously thought of as the concept development. It is the meat of the lesson. We have the land, which is the student debrief, which we had before. And I love that they've worked in a lot of artwork and different types of resources for the lessons. So this is the land, and I kind of like this. I know in the previous manuals, for the debrief, they would give us a whole list of questions, not necessarily give us ideas of how we might answer those questions. They do give some ideas of how students might answer those questions. Again, you do not need to ask all of the student debrief questions. You might want to pick one or two to focus on. And then it does give you questions to even further deepen their exploration of the actual art. And then we have the exit ticket. Resources, when we click on resources, we go down here, we can see the classwork, exit ticket, sample solutions, practice partner, practice, and practice solutions. So everything you need for the lesson is there. They're all down. You can download all of them. I do not see that you can assign this digitally for this particular lesson. But if you are able, I think there will be an assign button with it. I'm sorry, this is as new to you, it is new to me as well. So I am still learning with you guys. So if you need to change grade levels, you're going to come over here and click on those 3 lines at the top. You can do teach. And I'm going to go back. I believe there was a wordless video in one of these 5th grade lessons. And I'm not actually finding it right now, but it will be on the right-hand side when you go in there. Assign. Looks like I'm getting an unexpected error. Not sure why. Let me try that again. Okay. I will need to find out why that's not working. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me go back here real quick. Sorry. I'm not sure why that's not working. I think if you go into the assign section, you should be able to search for something. So if you want to search for a particular assignment or test, you could do that. That will be the assessment library. So you'll be able to search for any assessments that you want to give. Analyze, I'm not going to have anything in here. This is where your data is going to go if and when you assign those online digital assessments. This is where they will go. So you're going to mainly start with the teach page, module 1, and then go from there. Please, 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 if you have any questions at all, reach out to me. I have the You Can Book Me page set up again so that you can schedule appointments with me. Please use it. email me. I'm here to help. We are learning this together. And I really look forward to seeing this in action and being able to support all of you. Thank you.